We will discuss difference between compressible fluid and incompressible fluid. First difference, compressible fluid is matter that can be compressed with the application of external pressure, while incompressible fluid is matter that cannot be compressed with the application of external pressure. Second point, in compressible fluid, volume can be reduced with the application of pressure on the fluid, while in incompressible fluid, volume cannot be reduced with the application of pressure on the fluid. Third point, density of compressible fluid can be changed with the application of pressure on the fluid, while density of incompressible fluid cannot be changed with the application of pressure on the fluid. Fourth point, value of Mach number should be greater than 0.3 in compressible fluid. In incompressible fluid, value of Mach number should be less than 0.3. Now we will see velocity of sound or pressure waves in fluids. We all know that matter is created of small molecules, means solid, liquid or gases are created of small molecules. When sound passes through the fluids or matter, it creates some disturbance. This disturbance in solid, liquid or gases is transmitted from one point to another. Velocity with which disturbance is transmitted depends on the distance between molecules of the medium, either it may be solid, liquid or gases. In solids, molecules are closely packed, hence disturbance is transmitted immediately. In liquids, gases and molecules are relatively apart, hence each molecule have to travel certain distance to transmit the disturbance. Thus, velocity of disturbance is in fluids is less than the velocity of disturbance in solid, means velocity of sound waves or pressure waves is less in the fluids as compared to solids. The distance between molecules is related with the density, which depends upon pressure in case of fluid. Hence, velocity of disturbance depends upon changes of pressure and density. Now we will see expression for velocity of sound wave in fluid. We know when sound passes through fluids or sound travels through fluids, it will create some disturbance. This disturbance creates pressure waves in fluids. These pressure waves are travels with the velocity of sound waves in all direction. For understanding purpose, we will consider here one dimensional case. We will see the figure that shows the propagation of pressure waves. Consider a long pipe of uniform cross-sectional area fitted with the piston. Let this pipe is filled with the compressible fluid which is at rest initially. Piston moves towards right and disturbance is created. This disturbance is in the form of pressure waves which travels in fluid with the velocity of sound waves. Let A is the cross-sectional area of pipe, V velocity of piston, capital P pressure in pipe before movement, rho density of fluid before movement, dt small interval of time with which piston is moved, capital C velocity of pressure wave or sound wave in fluid. Now, distance traveled by piston in time dt is equal to x is equal to velocity of piston into dt. You know distance is equal to velocity into time. Here distance traveled by pressure wave in time dt, L is equal to velocity of pressure wave into dt. Here we can see in the figure, when the force pressure is applied, the pistons moved from here to here. The distance traveled by the piston is equal to x, it is denoted by v into dt, and the pressure wave is generated. The distance traveled by pressure wave from here to here, that is L is equal to c into dt, where c is equal to velocity of pressure wave or sound wave in the fluid. As value of c is very large, velocity of pressure waves is very large, hence c into dt will be more than v into dt. The small amount of the small movement of piston creates large pressure wave. Due to compression, pressure and density will change. Let P plus dP will be pressure after compression, and rho plus d rho is equal to density after compression. Now, mass of fluid for length L before compression will be rho into volume of fluid up to length L, right? Therefore, we can write it as rho into AL, mass is equal to density into volume. Therefore, rho into AL, we can write this L is equal to c into dt. We can give it equation is equal to 1. Then mass of fluid after compression will be density after compression into area into length, right? That we can write as density after compression will be d plus rho plus d rho into area into L minus x length. We can write it as rho plus d rho into A into c dt minus v dt. We know L is equal to c dt and x is equal to v dt. From continuity equation we know that continuity equation, mass of fluid before compression is equal to mass of fluid after compression. Total mass remains constant, right? Mass of fluid before compression will be we have discussed before, rho into A into c dt, and mass of fluid after compression will be rho plus d rho into A into c dt minus v dt. Therefore, we can write it as rho A c dt is equal to rho plus d rho into A into here dt is common, dt into c minus v. Dividing this equation by A into dt, we will get c into d rho is equal to rho v plus v d rho. Yeah, we can write it as equation number 3. But velocity of piston is very small as compared to velocity of pressure wave c. So the term v into d rho is very small and that can be neglected. After neglecting the v into d rho, the equation will be c into d rho is equal to rho into v. Now piston is moved with the velocity of v for time dt. Fluid which is at rest initially will move with the velocity of piston, right? Hence, applying impulse momentum equation, net force here the impulse momentum equation will be net force on fluid is equal to rate of change of momentum c. Net force will be force apply after compression minus force before compression is equal to mass per second, rate of change of momentum. We can write this equation as dp into A is equal to total mass upon time into v minus u. These are the velocities. V is velocity after compression, and u there 0 is means u is velocity before compression, that will be 0. Okay, we can write this equation as dp into a is equal to rho al upon dt into v minus 0. See here, in this equation can be written as dp into a is equal to rho a c dt, total mass, upon dt into v minus 0, where L is equal to c into dt. C is equal to dp upon d rho. Solving this equation, we will get c is equal to dp upon d rho. We can give this equation as number 5. Now multiplying equations number 4 and 5, we have calculated equation number 4, that is c d rho equal to rho v. Multiplying these equations, equation number 4 and equation number 5, we will get c square d rho is equal to rho v into dp upon rho v is equal to dp. After multiplying these equations 4 and 5, we will get c square d rho is equal to rho v into dp upon rho v. It can be written as c square equal to dp upon d rho, and we will get c is equal to under root of dp upon d rho. This is the final derivation. Okay.